Okay, that's enough. So just lift it off there now. Pull it up off of there. Both sides. No, you don't need to pull the bolt off. No, keep that on. There's no need for you to take that off. Now you just wiggle the whole cable off. Grab the cable from behind where the 13 is. There you go. Wiggle it. Put some strength behind it. Your granddaddy's seeing this. You gotta hurry. You're wiggling it. See, you're wiggling it now. Now wiggle it and pull it up. You can use 2 hands. Now you want to pull up the clip itself or the clamp itself. Pull it up, upward. You're going to wiggle it and pull it upward. No, not the cable, the clamp. Yeah, the metal part. Wiggle at it, you got it. All right, Now go get that towel. Go get a towel. There's one over there. And cover it up in that towel. Don't let it touch no more metal, okay? Don't let it touch any more metal. Wrap it in a towel. No, not on there. Lay it away. Wrap the whole thing in the towel neatly. No, take it off because I don't want you to electrocute yourself. Wrap it. And lay it over there neatly somewhere else so it doesn't get back in the way. Okay. Good. So now no charge can go into you. All right. Put the clip back on. Put that clip back on where it was on those wires and show them how we yanked the clip off. Okay, so I'm seeing now that it was in. And that female connector was, is that a female? Turn it over, turn it towards me. Yeah, so that female connector, let me zoom in on that. You facing it towards here? Face the teeth or the face towards here. All right, let me zoom in on it. Turn it up towards me, man. Turn it towards me. Okay. All right, leave your ant friends alone. Remember, you're on camera. Now go ahead and rip it off. All right. So red is normally positive, black is normally negative. Okay? So those 2 pieces that you have right now, or those 2 wires that come out, let's go ahead and get to those.
What do you mean?
What we're going to do now is go get the new stuff out the bag behind you.
This?
Yep. Now, let's go ahead and connect them on there because what we're going to do first is test. We got to make sure that this works first. All right, so both of those pieces are black, aren't they?
Yep.
All right. So what we do here, we could do one or 2 things. We can either mark one piece with tape and one piece with not. And that's what we're going to do. Hold on.
This is the darkest tape in there.
Okay. Okay, so here we're doing testing.
I'm starting to get hungry.
So here we're doing testing when we have positive and negative, or we just had to line it up with the positive and the negative. And that's the clip or the connector that I bought from Discount Auto. I think they're called Advantage Auto right now. Son, why don't you grab the clip out of there, the clip that we're about to splice in. The other one. Yeah, actually, you could show the old one on the camera. Go ahead and show the old one on the camera. Okay, hold on. I still don't see your hand. All right, hold it right there. All right, turn it around. Turn it around.
Oh, clip.
All right, so that's what the old clip looks like. And get the ballast off the ground. Show them the ballast and the plug, or where that old clip went into. It went into the white part. Well, excuse me, the black part. So let me see your piece here. And that went into there. And that actually was a plug that went into the igniter. Okay. All right, so you'll hold that. And so now what we have is the new ballast, and I don't know what that is, some type of other transformer, I guess. But the biggest part here was the testing part to make sure that we have everything. So you want to get back in and turn on the low beams first so we can test that. Well, we can show what that looks like. And I apologize, we're shooting this in the daytime, and of course I have the light upside down. So the inside, no, that's low because you're on blue. I mean, you're not on blue. Now turn it off blue. Turn it off blue. All right, so this is what our low beam looks like. And yes, it's a blue light, and it's on a real crappy, well, it looks crappy on the video probably. But as you can see, it's a blue light, and it's not shining that well through the lens. And once we go up to high beam, it seems to show a lot better, but keep in perspective, it shows that high beam going at 60, I believe it was 60 watts versus 55 watts. This is a blue light versus the old white light that came with the vehicle. And nobody needs to freak out. I do have the lens on upside down because I was in a rush. But that's okay, so you can see. I turned the lens upside down just so that you can get a good view. All right, go ahead and turn on high beam, Duke. All right, so as you can see, this is what high beam looks like, and you see white light battling with blue light. I'm not gonna change that right now because this was just a little practice project, so it's okay. It's okay for me. Give you another angle there. And that's it. I think that's the best view that you'll have there. So this is what it looks like. This is from headlightexperts.com. I didn't know that we had to splice it in. I thought it was on plug and play, but it's two wires. So it's two wires, just find the positive and the negative. I did use, well, actually you didn't have to use a multimeter. It's marked coming out of the old connector. And in the store, you're going to ask for an H10 or a 9005 connector. So N9005, or you can order it online. And I'll show you, we're going to show you what that connector looks like up close. Son, come and grab this other connector, or the new connector, that is. All right, so this is that device, or not device, this is that socket piece. Now open it up right quick so you can see that while I think well, it is the same product number. One is extremely older than the other one. I guess they don't move that many at the store that I went to. So one was on the floor and one was back in stock. I'm going to show you that 9005 we're looking for. So as you can see here at the bottom, it just says 9005, and that is the one that we want to get. Meanwhile, the plug itself, or the receptacle or the socket itself, will look like this on the front. You see a bunch of them online, so you can search by the keyword H10 or 9005. And you may have a mix-up once you talk to someone in the parts store, because Acura has theirs set up to where the ballast is, I guess, not really part of the housing. The ballast is its own piece, and I'll show you that ballast. So this ballast is its own piece, and it goes on the bottom of the lens, or the lens housing, whatever you call it, the casing. And so there are 3 screws on here. And I'll show you later on how I'm going to deal with that. I'm going to sell this one online because there's nothing wrong with the ballast on this one, nor the other one. The only thing that went out on mine was the igniter. So since the igniter went out, I just wanted a little bit more pain, so I just went ahead and ordered new lensing cases, the blackout lens cases, and then I also ordered the 8000 bulb for the blue light that you'll see. And I'm assuming it'll look better at night, but I think you notice if you go back in the video, it took a while for it to charge up. And they did say that I have heard that blue light does come on later. If you notice that high beam, it came on quicker. I don't know if that was a halogen high beam or if it was xenon high beam. I'm not sure. It seems like it could have been a halogen, but I just don't know. So right now we've done the testing with the new device, and we're going to go ahead and get ready to mount at least the new headlight first. I'm going to have to do some weird stuff to get it into the new casing. And why don't you grab the new headlights, or the new headlight casings? We have the new lenses themselves.
Where do you put the white box?
It should just be that whole case, that black thing. Right there. Don't drop it. So this is the new, well, we'll put it on this side because it'll look like this. This is, can we see it there?
Nope.
I don't want to be on camera here. You go and stand in front of the camera. Here you go. Okay, so this is the black lens, or the one with the so-called blackout. Keep in mind it has a protective shipping film over it right now. I can't remember the company that it came from, but I got it off of Amazon. We're going to see what that blue light looks like, and obviously I'm going to have a little Christmas tree on the front of the vehicle with one white light, some ambers in there, some old school white light, and then some blue light for the low beams. and obviously the fog lights still work, so that'll be interesting as well. Okay, so the name of that company was named KHC. That's KHC. And I ordered it off of Amazon for I think about 145, it was under 150, between 145 and 150. Okay, now time to talk our dilemma. So you have this tiny one that we're about to replace it with, and I think if you zoom in on it, it'll say 3S 55 watt, and it operates at apparently about 13.2 volts, and that's what it says anyway, and it's running at 4.3 amps. But in any case, this is going to be the 55 watt with an upgrade from the 35 watt. And from there, one of the problems that we're going to have is this piece here. So this piece, I can't thread it through the bottom anymore like I would be able to. And by the bottom, I mean fishing it through and pushing it out the bottom. I guess you'll have to see what I'm talking about, because I actually may be able to do that, come to think of it. Nope, no I won't, because this piece here, which used to be this piece coming off of the igniter. So this piece here coming off of the igniter, it used to fish in through here. And I know it looks like the top on the screen, but it's really the bottom, trust me. Fish that through. Okay, so it took me a while to do that with one hand, so showed my son how to do it, and so go ahead and thread it through. And that's the igniter. That's the old igniter sitting on top. And then let's go ahead and mount this old ballast on there as well. Plug it in first. And as you can see, it's going to go in a hole at the bottom once he secures it. And it's just going to go force into, well, not force, it's going to slide into this hole. Go ahead and pull that igniter up. No, pull it up so we can get this in here. Pull the slack out of that. There you go. So we'll get it oriented here in a second. Assuming I know how to get it oriented. All right. So let's go ahead and stick one screw in there so they can see where what the screws are. Well, I think you guys can see the screw holes here. They're here, here, and here. So that's the old design. The problem is with the new design, there is no piece at the bottom on the new one. That piece there is no piece at the bottom. And I'll show you what we mean by that. So we're going to have a problem when the cap goes back on here. We're going to have a problem because even if we exit out of here, this new ballast is going to sit too high. The new ballast is going to be sitting in here like this. So you have options. You're either going to lay it in here on top of the cord. I don't think that's a good idea. Or you're going to just not fish anything out of here. Dude, let's go ahead and disconnect right there. Okay, and go ahead and take it back out. So we're going to show our dilemma next on what this will look like. All right, so that's the issue we're going to have. For one, this cable here, or cord, connector is too short to actually fish through here anyway and establish a good connection without putting a stressful, I feel like it's putting a stressful bend right there, so I'm not doing that. So what I plan on doing is drilling a hole through here. This is all plastic. There's nothing that's going on up in here. I'm going to drill a hole through here. So therefore, I'm not coming out the hole that it already has. I'm going to come out this hole, and eventually I'll probably use some good stuff or some type of sealant to cover that off. Keep in mind that this is turned upside down, and you have the benefit of a dust cover, shroud, and all types of things that are capturing any type of, I guess, giant droplets that can get back up into what would be a hole here. And keep in mind that this hole, I'm going to try to put it either here or here. If I can get it here, that would probably be better, because all we'll do with that is loop this around, and boom, we're back in there. Luckily, this is long enough, it stretches a mile basically, so we can basically run this wherever we want to. But we'll see what happens. All right, these are the pieces that are sitting side by side. So what I want you to see here is this here has the connector that goes to it that comes with the old one, and that connector says HB3 12 volt 60 watt. So this is our high beam here, versus again we had 35 watts for our low beam. Now we're going up to 55 watts for our low beam, and then this one will still be 60 watts, just running at 12 volts. So anyway, the part that was, or the aftermarket piece that was mailed, it doesn't come with this piece. As you can see, it comes with just this felt piece over here that's made to peel off, and I'm going to peel that off. So I'm going to transfer this over to here, and we have another one here. Don't worry about these pieces, because this piece and this piece, they're already mounted on the car right there. Right there. You see that amber bulb and that white one. All right, so this is what the transfer looks like. This is the old one. And from there we have the transfer to the new one. Notice that on the old one there's a web, more of a little web design there, versus on this new one not so. I've already put the 8000 bulb in there, and Again, I got to make sure I punch that out before I load everything back in. And that's about it for the transfer. So it's about time for me to hook this baby up and test that one more time before we go ahead and mount everything on. All right, so right now we have on the low beam, and I don't know if y'all can tell that on the video. It's not that great. I don't know if it's the blackout lights or what the case may be. I do have some crystal clear lights as well. I may break those out the box and try them as well, but I don't like returning things I've already opened unless it's defective, but we'll see if I have a change of heart. All right, go ahead and turn on high beams. Okay, so now again, we get that yellow and we get that blue. And so I have no idea what that's going to look like tonight. But I am curious to see what it looks like tonight. But that's what we have for right now. So we're going to go ahead and get ready to do the other side. Basically, we're going to test the other side. I'm going to use shrink wrap, or not shrink wrap, whatever it's called. The stuff that you can heat and shrink onto there. And then I'm going to wrap that in electric tape. I looked at waterproof connectors, but there was only a 50 pack and they were selling at the parts store for like $20, and considering the money I spent on everything, it would seem like it wouldn't mean much to me, but it meant a lot. So I'm not doing that, and I'll probably shop on Amazon to see if I can get some waterproof connectors, because I probably won't finish this today because I have some other things to do, and I want to think about waterproofing other places of waterproofing as well inside the lens cover, meaning like inside that back piece, so that moisture doesn't get in there or has a hard time of getting in there. I've read on quite a few forums that's the reason for the meltdown of the igniter sometimes, and I've heard ballast get burned out as well. I don't know what that would look like, but I do know what a burnt out or melted igniter looks like. Well, we're going to go ahead and get ready to do the other side and switch over things to there. Now, I do notice as I've been sitting here longer that the more I wait, the brighter this light gets. I took out that light, that other light, and I'm pretty sure that it's a halogen light, but somebody can get me straight on the comments if it's not. But it seems like that high beam light is actually a halogen light and not a xenon light. So we'll see. Okay, so what we're going to do next is start working on the passenger side of the vehicle, and we're going to take that gray piece off. You see two plugs there. You have the gray piece and you have the blue piece. The blue piece goes to the high beam on the passenger side, and the gray piece obviously goes to the low beam. So we've already disconnected our battery again, and my son is going to try to take off the gray piece cleanly like I did on the other one. Let's see if he's successful. Go for it. So he needs to pinch down with his bare hand on the wire and then snatch with his glove hand. And I figured it takes about 35 pounds of pressure to get it off. I don't know if he has that much grip strength, but we're about to find out. Apparently it takes about 1 pound of pressure, because he was able to do it. I'm just messing with you, son. All right. So now if we zero in on it, it exposes two pieces that later we're going to do some splicing and try to put a clean waterproof connection on that, because that's what we want, a clean waterproof connection. And I'm going to get my buck knife out or some scissors, and I'm going to cut back that normal sleeve that's in there, and eventually we're going to splice that. But in the meantime, I'm going to do testing on that side. And no, I do not have to do all this testing, but things just seem to happen to me sometimes. So just like in programming or writing code, I like to do testing probably every few steps, so I don't have to go back and strip things over or, break down a whole program. So I'll go ahead and we'll set up our test piece on this side, and that means putting that 9005 fit on, or that H10 fit. Again, you can find it, I believe you can find it both ways via Google. And I want to say that I paid about $7 for it at Advantage Auto, which was pretty equivalent to what you can get online. But with Advanced Auto, I was able to get it today. And I was looking for it today because I was pretty anxious about this when I called the headlight experts and asked them, was I supposed to do some splicing? And the answer was yes. So I'm good with that, because again, it's only 2 wires, and we'll see what happens.
Which one?
Turn it on. All right, so here we are now. Again, yeah, this is daytime, and this is the both sides now. Now I'm kind of moving towards the sun. I'm over here, moving a little bit towards the sun, so I don't know if you'll be able to see that. But they look good right now. What I'm going to do is leave them on here and look at them tonight to see if I get what I call better visibility at night, or something that I can appreciate at least. So go ahead and do high beam, Duke. And there we are with the high beam. So again, this is what we look like. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's not bad. I mean, now that I'm looking at it in the daytime, okay, my camera went out earlier. So now that I look at it, keep in mind that this will be turn off the bright, Duke. No, not the whole light. Just turn on the regulars. You have on the regulars? There you go. So this is what it'll look like coming at you in the daytime without the brights on, obviously. It's sitting in a garage right now, so it may even be less accented, but you can pretty much tell, at least I can, here in the daytime, that there are lights that are turned on that vehicle. So that's pretty, I don't know, it looks pretty cool right now. So I'm kind of excited to see what it looks like tonight. And I know everybody's probably freaking out of like, why haven't I put back on the bumper and grill yet? Well, these pieces have to go on first. And as a qualifier, again, all I had to do is take off or replace the igniter on the driver's side, but I saw it as a fun project that I wanted to do some experimenting with, and so I kind of went all out. I spent about $300. The dealership was charging $1,500 just to replace the igniter. That's the dealership here in town. So I think I did okay. So I'm paying a fifth, and I'm getting to have some fun while I'm at it. Dealership would not have put in new lights. They wouldn't have gave me new, I guess, fancy lights, new ballasts on each side. And obviously they come with the new igniter, labor and all of that. I shudder to think what the dealership would have charged here in town. But this is where we are. All right, here we are. So it's pitch dark. I did shoot one the other night, but in the video editing software, it was a bit much to blur out the tag. So, and I also shot at around dusk. I'm going to go ahead and shoot right now at pitch dark. It's about 9 o'clock here right now, so we'll see what happens this time. Okay, what we have on is, oops, actually turned on the high beams by accident. Let's go ahead and reduce it down to the low beams. Okay, now it's reduced down to the low beams. I mean, it looks pretty and everything, but yeah, I don't know if they're that bright, but I guess it would have to be a little bit darker around here because we do have lights on in the neighborhood. I did turn my lights off just to get this shot. So those are the lights that seem like they're not giving much light, but they're giving a lot. But here we are. These are the blue lights on the blackout lenses, where the lens has a little bit of black in the back, and I think if they were reflecting a little bit more, especially with that blue, I think it was better served with the crystal clear. I still haven't made up my mind on whether I'm going to do anything tomorrow or not, or throughout the rest of the week. So let's go ahead and do a pivot right now and see what we get. So this is looking all the way to the side, and it looks different obviously on the camera than it does in real life, so I apologize if you can't see everything. Probably one of the views you'd want to see. That's what it looks like right close up here on the side. And let's just look at the throw. There's the throw right there. There's a truck there. And I guess that's about, that's 10, 20, probably about 25, maybe 30 feet. and obviously the lights will go a little bit further, but they're not mounted in to point towards the air yet, because they're in here relatively loose, because they're still in that testing phase, determining on whether I'm going to use the white lenses or not. So we get one more shot of what it looks like with the high beams, and I'll set it real close this time. So again, that's high beam up close. Whatever those blue light rays are called, you can see the ones that are blue and you can see the ones that are yellowish. But this is high beam. There is some intensity, and I guess keep in mind that this is being replaced after feels like 7 years. We didn't do anything with this vehicle for about 7 years, just didn't drive it at nighttime. And funny thing, we used to call this vehicle Winky. So it can't be called Winky anymore because it has 2 eyes now instead of 1. So I can't say how much fun this has been so far, and I'm hoping it helps some people out, and I'm thankful to the guys on the other YouTube videos that really helped me out to at least get that bumper off. In the tutorials, I didn't see much or anything on a 2003 TL on going with an aftermarket HID kit, and so I'm hoping thus far, while I didn't show you in the video how to take off the bumper, I do have that video if anyone wants to see that video, but it's more busy than this video has been. So, I may shoot me putting the bumper back on, but I don't think there's much magic behind that. I think the real magic was behind what type of lights you're going to choose if you decide to change out the whole lens. So again, this was around $300 to do this, and it's not bad.